Hello, YouTube. Uh, Denzel said it best. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And that applies doubly when it comes to growing food. When I started gardening, I lacked a way to document what I was planting and when I should expect to harvest things. That's why I put this spreadsheet together. On the front page, I can look at my growing zone through this link, which takes me to the Farmer's Almanac webpage. There, I can approximate my first day of spring, or the last frost date, and the first day of winter for my region. Enter those dates in this field, and it says here that I've got about 170 days in my growing season. This page is a reference source that just has a bunch of data about different vegetables. I gathered data such as average days to sprout, days to harvest, plant spacing, and links to grow guides on the internet. I'll use this to help me fill out the planning section. So let's pretend this is a new season. I'll start by listing the vegetable crops that have come back this year. I'm going to label these as my legacy crops. These are crops that have survived the winter, and I want to keep these around as opposed to like just digging them up. These are crops like amaranth. I've got some mystery beans popping up around the garden. Some chives came up. Coneflower came back this year. Mint, and both of my grapevines came back this year, which I'm excited about. I left a notes section in this part, just in case you wanted to add extra details to your growing plans. For example, some of the mystery beans are left over from last season's crop. My grapevine has actually been around for 3 years, and the amaranth is another crop that was left over from last season, so I want to mark that down. And then I'll continue by filling in the location of my crops. So far, I've been gardening up at my community garden, in the seed shed, and at my container garden, which I'll just label as individual pots for now. Okay, next I'm going to add the crops that I plan to start in my seed shed to transplant at a later date. Now there are two calculated fields on this page. Once you've added the day you started the seeds and the approximate days to sprout, the approximate sprout date will be generated. From there, you can enter the approximate days to maturity to generate the approximate harvest date for your crops. Once this is filled out, I can organize it with these sorting tabs at the top of the columns. Like if you want to see which of the crops will be ready to harvest first, I'll just sort this by date, and boom, there's my harvest schedule. There's some other features on the spreadsheet, but I just wanted to get this video out there to hopefully inspire some of you to start growing your own food. Or if you already started and you don't have a plan, I highly recommend that you make one. If you don't want to go through the trouble of building your own planner spreadsheet, this template is something you can purchase yourself on my website at savemyplant.com. That's SAVEMYPLANT.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.